called The Tipping Point. The idea is to turn fears about the 2012 end date into a force for change.
And I think that the fear is actually part of what's waking people up.
The atmosphere is a strange mix of karma and commerce. Judith Carroll, for example, is pitching a line of clothing with a logo she designed that has mystical powers.
I believe that the image itself is going to transform the neuron cell in the brain. It's probably going to be in high-end boutiques in America. It's also going to be in all the New Age stores for sure, in stores, retail, and there will be a website.
It's working on one's heart and soul and mind instead of building a survival shelter in order to make it through the end of the world.
All these energies of gifts be with you in the 7 levels of energy, and Father, Mother always bless you in your life, in your sacred path.
Joyce Newberry and Marnix Wells are on day 5 of the conference, and it's working for them.
You go to a place of depth and love, and you can survive anything.
Now they can't wait to do it all again.
But I've heard today that, there are a lot more retreats and being arranged, which, maybe I'll be able to go to.
One Valley man claims to have the supplies you may need to survive.
Mayan calendar, the long count calendar, it comes to an end. There's been many other prophecies and scientific theories from around the world that point to 2012 as a time of change.
Dennis McClung also hopes to prod people to make changes while making a buck at the same time.
It's going to be a lot bigger than Y2K. It's a lot more substantial.
In 2008, he set up the world's first and largest 2012 supply website.
There is a business to it. I think that the researchers themselves are businesses. Buy my book, buy my product. So not only the brick and mortar businesses like I have, but also the researchers themselves, believe in me. I know I have some secret hidden knowledge.
On busy days, McClung gets spikes of 150,000 people on his site. His largest market is America, followed by India, Australia, and Canada. Business is so good, he quit his day job.
People say that I'm a fearmonger, that I'm trying to make a profit from fear. The way I look at it is I'm giving people the skills to be self-reliant so they don't have any fear.
Patrick Gerald started out pretty basic too, but these days the recruitment campaign for his survival community looks slick and expensive. Gerald has a big presence on the internet. Google him and 250,000 results pop up. But is the campaign working? Gerald won't say how many members have signed up, but he and his partner, Louis Decordier, have started shopping for a design for their survival shelters.
I'm curious what we will see. It will be unbelievable, I think. Oh, wow. Jesus.
Yes.
Looks fantastic.
Exactly what we want.
Just like in science fiction movie.
Gerald and Decordier know they'll need big money to build their survival community. For potential investors, the buy-in price is steep.
The full amount of the residency costs, and then which is 50,000 euros at this moment.
We want to give the people a comfortable feeling after the cataclysm, not that they are back to the Stone Age. We need a lot of money. We are talking about millions of euros. Then it will be easy.
But don't ask him where his survival site will be. It's top secret.
No, that's not possible. No. Even the investors won't know it before the end. A short time before the end.
There are two problems with this fear of a cataclysm. One is that it distracts people from trying to understand the real world. It's essentially anti-scientific. The worst thing is people who become so fearful that they consider suicide, that they sell their homes, that they spend thousands of dollars for a shelter in their backyard.
Larry Hall is a 2012 developer converting an old Atlas F missile base in Kansas into a heavily guarded underground shelter. But no one doubts he's also a serious survivalist. For him, nothing's a sure thing.
We have lethal and non-lethal systems. We have active and passive. There's things like motion detectors and remote guns. It would be a very deadly place to try to come into, so I have to believe that there are easier places for people to focus their attention on.
Hall calls it a condominium on steroids, 14 stories deep, encased in concrete and fully self-sufficient.
You're seeing the rust, but a year from now, this place will be, I hope your audience understands the word architectural digest, but it's going to be very high-tech, very bright, very clean, very modern, ultra-modern.
He says that there's been so much interest, he's had to scale back advertising.
If everyone that wants to buy one had one, we'd have this sold 3 times over.
The units will come fully furnished, and residents have access to all the luxuries: pool, spa, theater. Half a floor goes for $900,000 American dollars, and a full floor, $1,750,000.
So Tyler, let me bring you up to speed on the changes that we made since you were here last. We've changed the monolithic dome into a torus structure, which is a donut, if you will, and that'll go.
Tyler Allen's bought in. He has chosen a full floor unit.
It wasn't until I ran into people such as Larry and a few others that I started becoming very concerned.
Allen has chosen a unit for 8 people, and all he has to do to survive the cataclysm is show up with his suitcase. The tricky part is letting his family know who's in and who's out.
I do have a list. I better not say it right now or some of them won't talk to me.
If you don't conceal them in any kind of world-ending scenario, you're going to end up being inundated with refugees and with looters and people like that who are going to try to get into your facility. But you'll also be able to conceal the exterior of your silo and not make it so conspicuous in case of a world-ending event.
I like that. I like that.
Brian Camden is the engineer of this facility, but he's designed survival bunkers for clients all over the world. We can't tell you where this particular one is because his clients are serious about their security.
If you disclose the location of a client shelter, you will simply disappear. I don't want to disappear. You will be arrested and prosecuted. I don't want to be arrested or sued.
Camden says he's building 2012 bunkers all around the world for private individuals and corporations. The largest one can accommodate 1,000 people, but Camden is negotiating to build a 15,000-person bunker and says he could go as big as 100,000. A family bunker like this one, built in the side of a mountain, costs about $500,000. But the strange thing is, Camden hasn't bought into the apocalypse idea himself.
I've lost projects by saying I've not bought into it. So I don't want to go on camera saying I don't buy into it. I mean, we had signed contracts where the guy called us up and said, well, how can you build for us if you don't believe in it? That's how adamant these people are. Do I think it's going to happen? I hope not. No, I don't.
As long as people are making money, I think we're going to be deluged by these stories. And after December 2012, they'll think of something new to scare people to make money.
And that certainly looks like the way it's going. Some of the staunchest believers are now backing off of 2012. Now the word is, bad things will definitely happen sometime.